Hi, if you are living in the Czech Republic for 5 years and then you are eligible for PR, but you will have to put the efforts to learn the language. This is Anil, and today we'll compare the benefits of the PR with the efforts. To start with, there are 7 major benefits. First is the purpose. So it's like your visa is tied to a purpose, whether it's employment or education or maybe a dependent visa. So if there is a problem with the purpose, then your visa could be in trouble. For example, if you lose your job or if you're here on an assignment, then your employer might ask you to move back to your home country once the assignment is over. And then there are other things, right? Maybe your spouse also has a job, your kids are going to school, you have a house, car, investments. So there are a lot of complications involved, right? With the PR, what happens is you have a permanent stay. You don't need a purpose. You can just stay here and do nothing. That is also fine. So that gives you a little bit of stability. Second benefit is labor. So it's like you have free access to the labor market. Otherwise, if you're on a visa could be something like employee card or blue card. So there could be a little process involved while changing the employer. For example, for employee card, some employers even don't sponsor the employee card. Okay, if they do, then they'll have to first post the job in the labor market for 30 days. And then when you're changing the job, so you need the approval from MOI before joining the new employer. Sometimes it happens that you have resigned from your previous job, but you cannot join a new employer because you are still waiting for the approval. So looking at all these cases, with PR, what happens, you have the same right as the Czech citizen. So that is like you have free access to the labor market. You can work for any employer, and even it's also easy to start a business with a PR, to let you know. Then if you talk about third point is, I would say third benefit is insurance, which is a pretty big benefit. A reason being, if you are working here, maybe you are already part of public health insurance, but again you are tied to your job. And if you have private health insurance, then I would say this is your chance to get into the public health insurance. Now, some people might say that, I already have a private health insurance. Why do I need public? With private, what happens is your coverage is very limited. But with public health insurance, you have very extensive coverage. So if you get a chance, I would say go for it. Then next benefit is, the fourth benefit is the for the family, which is for your children or maybe your spouse as well, right? So for the child, if your child has already lived here for 5 years, then they can apply for the PR on their own. They don't need your support, and they don't even have to pass the Czech language test. But if you have younger children, like 2-3 years old or a newborn, then if the parent has the PR, then you can also apply the PR for the child. And once they have the PR, they will have access to public health insurance, and that will be free of cost. So it's if someone's age is below 18 years, then public health insurance is free for them. So this is a big benefit. Otherwise, what happens on a visa, that if you have to renew your visa for 2 years, and if you have to buy the private health insurance for say 3 dependents, then it's a big cost. It's a pain, I know. And plus, as I already told you about the coverage, is obviously better with the public health insurance. Another thing in the same family thing, I would tell you that if the primary candidate has the PR, then the spouse can get, although spouse will not get the PR, because if they want the PR, they'll have to pass their own language test. But even if they don't apply for PR, they can get the visa extension for 5 years. So if the primary candidate has the PR, the spouse gets a visa for 5 years. That's pretty good. So after the insurance, there are some other benefit. For example, I'll talk about the social benefits. For example, it's easy to get a mortgage, and you can also get like unemployment insurance, pension, these kind of things. And then one more benefit here is, if you want to stay out of the country, sometimes what happens, you cannot make up your mind, right? And you think, okay, I want to live here for a few years, but what if you want to stay somewhere else? So with PR, the rule is you can stay out of the Czech Republic once you have the PR. If you are within the Europe, you can stay for 6 years, and outside the Europe, it's 1 year. So for example, if you think, no, I want to go to somewhere warmer, say you go to Spain and stay there for 5 years. If you like the Spain, stay there. After 5 years, if you think, no, I want to go back to Czech, come back to Czech Republic, your PR is still valid. Similar thing, sometimes people think, no, I want to go back to my home country. Okay, but you're not sure. You want to go and try whether it works for you. So you can go there for a year, try it out. If it works there, you stay there. If not, then you will have an option to come back easily. But if you try that, then I will say ki, please inform health insurance and your social security office. That's the thing. Okay, and another thing is you also get with the new cards. Previously it was not there, I think, but the card like which I got recently, my PR card, right? So one more thing they have mentioned is EU long-term resident. What does it mean is, see, like PR is for a country, like for Czech Republic, but European Union is also coming up something like similar concept, right? The concept is, as a European long-term resident, you should have if you have completed 5 years, right? You should have similar rights like a EU citizen. So you should be able to live freely, or travel freely and work freely. But there are certain complications with that. I think some countries are opposing that, so it's still maybe not fully implemented, but by early next year we'll have more clarity about this rule. But if we get it, then it's pretty good. So after explaining all these benefits, I would say about the effort, right? Now there is only one effort, that you have to learn the language, right? I know it sounds difficult. You can watch my previous videos like how to learn Czech in 6 months. Okay, so as I said, if you are new to the country, then start learning language now, so you can easily learn in 5 years, right? But if you've already done 5 years, still it's doable. You can join some Czech class if you want, and put some efforts, and you can still do it. If I can do it, then you can also do it. So that's the only effort. Okay, in some cases I've heard people ask me, that we are here for a few years and we are not sure whether we will stay here, we want to settle down here, or maybe we want to go back to our home country, right? Even if you want to go back, it's still okay. But the problem is, if there is a problem with your visa, then you'll have to leave the country in 2 months, right? But if you have a PR, then you have a time to wrap up. You can plan the things in 6 months, and then you can go back whenever you want, right? And if there is a change of mind, then you can always stay here. So I think that's all, right? I would like to say. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section, and if you like the video, then please subscribe it. Thank you. Bye.